من شعر نمیگم آقا، من شعر نمیگویم، اما گاهی حقیقت رو میشه با پلک خیس به شهادت نشست. تازه مگه نه اون که شعر راست‌ترین دروغ جهانه.
I'm not presenting poetry here, but isn't it true that sometimes you can present the truth while you have tears in your eyes? And isn't it true that poems are the most truthful lie in the world?
من جور دیگه شهادت میدم، اما ناقاتل رو قاتل نمی کنم. سوگند میخورم به حقیقت پابند باشم و شهادت من راستی رو خدشه‌دار نکنه.
I present my witness testimony in a different way, but I would never make an innocent person a killer. I would never introduce an innocent person as a killer. I will swear that I will abide by the truth and I will never step away from truth.
شما در پرسش خودتون اون که طناب کشید چه قیافه‌ای داشت؟ تصویری رو به من نشون بدین. این تصویر رو میشناسین؟
In your question you would ask me the person who was pulling the rope, how did he look? And you would show me a picture and would ask whether I know that picture.
بله آقای رئیس، خودشه، سرپاسدار و مدیر داخلی زندان گوهردشت داوود لشکری. تردید ندارم آقای رئیس، در چهرهش هیچ ردی از انسان یافت نمیشه. لطفاً از موضوع خارج نشوید.
I would say, Mr. Chairman, this is the internal director of Gohardasht prison, Davoud Lashkari. I have no doubt about it. And there is no sign of humanity in his face. And then the tribunal chairman would say, don't get away from the question.
تنها به سوال پاسخ بدید. چاق بود یا لاغر؟
Only answer to the questions, whether he was thin or fat.
چاق بود و پلید، با موهای فرفری، پیرانشو برای پنهان کردن فربگیش روی شلوار مینداخت، پوتین به پا داشت، چشمانش از خون تابستان غیب کرده بود، از بس طناب فروخته بود شبیه مرگ شده بود، الان فربهتر شده و کریه‌تر. تذکر آقا، فقط به سوال پاسخ بدیم.
He was fat and evil. He had curly hair and he has put his shirt over his belly so that not to show how fat he was. He had boots on and his eyes were red and he was similar to death as he had sold so many ropes, and he had even become fatter and more evil. And I would be at that time given notice again by the chairman that I should only answer to the questions.
حالا به دقت به صدایی که براتون پخش میشه گوش کنید. بگید این صدا رو میشناسید یا نه. صدای مردی از بلندگوهای دادگاه پخش میشه.
Then I'm being asked to listen to the voice of an individual and to testify whether I know the voice whether I know the individual's voice or not, and then afterwards we would have the voice of an individual being broadcast from the loudspeakers in the court.
بله آقای رئیس، این صدا متعلق به خودشه، دادیار زندان گوهردشت ناصریان.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this voice belongs to the same individual, the prison assistant of Gohardasht Naserian.
تابستان 67 بود آقا، 67 سال دیگه هم بگذره شوم‌آوایی این زوزه که وهن آدم بود رو فراموش نمی‌کنم.
It was summer 1988. If 67 other years would pass, I would never forget the voice of the evil voice of this individual.
تنها رسالتش پلیدی بود، صدای خودشه، خودش. تمام کسایی که مقابل هیئت مرگ ارتدادشون ثابت میشد و وی به حسینیه خون میبرد.
His only mission, this was his own voice, his only mission was to take people who had been recognized as apostate to Hosseiniya for execution.
از موضوع خارج نشوید. آقای رئیس، خودم شنیدم، از زیر چشمند دیدم، جهانبخش سرخوش فقط چند ماه از حکمش باقی مونده بود.
I'll be warned again not to divert from the subject. I would say, Mr. Chairman, I saw myself and I heard myself. It was only a few months left from the prison term of Jahanbakhsh Sarkhosh.
جهانبخش هل داد و سپرد به یه نگهبان و فریاد زد ببریدش چپ نکبت رو.
The prison warden pushed جهانبخش to one side and shouted, "Take this leftist evil guy."
به همون خدایی که نمیشناسم راست میگم آقا.
I swear to the God who I do not believe in that I am truthful.
میدونید من و جهان هم بند بودیم، جز 10 نفر اولی که از بند 8 باید به هیئت مرگ مواجه میشدیم.
Well, you know, me and Jahan were in the same cell, and we were among the first 10 people who were to be executed from cell number 8.
نگهبان داد زد 10 نفر اول آماده برای رفتن به نزد هیئت.
The prison warden shouted that the first 10 people should get ready to be taken to the commission.
میبینید آقا اسمش حتی دادگاه نبود، هیئت بود.
The name of the place we were taken to was not even called a court, it was called a commission.
آقای رئیس من نفر اول صف شدم.
Mr. Chairman, I became the first person in the row.
همه چشم‌بند زده در کریدورهای زندان گوهردشت به فرمان نگهبان به چپ و راست میپیچیدیم.
All of us used to follow the orders of the prison warden in the corridors of Gohardasht prison, and we went left and right according to the orders we received.
تمرکز نداشتم، از خودم پرسیدم هیئت دیگه چیه؟
I couldn't concentrate and I was asking myself what's the meaning of a commission.
یه جا اشتباه کردم و به سمتی خلاف فرمان نگهبان پیچیدم.
I once made a mistake and moved to a direction different from the direction I was ordered by the prison warden.
داد زد هی کجا برگرد.
He shouted, "Oh, where are you going? Come back."
ترکیب صف در اثر اشتباه من به هم ریخت. در نظم جدید جهان جلودار شد.
So the row changed, and in the new combination of the marchers, Jahan became the first person.
لحظاتی بعد جایی رسیدیم که هیئت مرگ مستقر شده بود.
In a few seconds' time, we got to a point where the death commission had already been stationed.
جهان داخل اتاقی که ما نمیدانستیم قرار از فرمان به قتل شقایق دهد رفت به نزد هیئت.
Jahan entered the room that we were not aware why we were taken there, and he went to the commission.
آقای رئیس صاحب همین صدایی که پخش کردید یعنی ناصریان برخی رو به چپ میفرستاد و چپ اسم رمز و شب حسینیه خون بود.
Mr. Chairman, the owner of the voice that you just broadcast, i.e. Nasserian, was the person who was ordering people to go to the left side, and left side meant that they were the people who were to be executed.
از موضوع خارج شدم؟
Did I divert from the subject?
آقای رئیس لطفاً صحبتمو قطع نکنید.
Mr. Chairman, please do not interrupt me.
اگه من تنها برای یه چیز زنده مونده باشم اونه که راوی همین قصه و ماجرا باشم.
If I'm alive today, it is only for one reason, and that is to present this story here to you.
من تنها برای این زندم که همین روایت کنم.
I'm only alive to present my story.
بذارید کابوس‌های ناتمامم رو تلنگر بزنم. از ویرانی دل بگم و آسمانی که 23 سال بی آفتاب مونده.
Allow me to review my unfinished nightmares and to talk to you about the sky which has not seen the sun for 23 years.
شادمان هستم از اون که مجبور نیستم در مقابل شما حقایق سال چاقو رو پس بغضم پنهان کنم.
I'm happy that I do not have to cover up anything here before you.
چشمهایم به تاریکی عادت کردند و هنوز اشباح مهتاب نیمه شب شهریور از یادم نمی‌کاهد.
My eyes have become used to darkness and still I cannot forget about my memories.
ششم و نهم شهریور دو نوبتیه که من در مقابل هیئت مرگ قرار گرفتم.
I was taken to the death commission twice, one on 6th and then on 9th of شهریور.
بار اول کارم نیمه تمام موند و نوبت دوم در نهم شهریور خبر آمد هر که ارتدادش اثبات شود سهمیه خاوران است.
During the first time the session did not finish its work, and during the second time, 9th of Shahrivar, we received the news that whoever would be considered an apostate, then he would go to be buried in Khabaran.
کلیدی ترین سوال ریاست هیئت مرگ حسین علی نیری از چپ‌ها اون بود: مسلمونی یا مارکسیست؟
The most key question of the head of the death commission, Hossein Ali Nayeri, was that whether you're a Muslim or a Marxist.
تمام کسانی که گفتن مارکسیست امروز در کیلومتر 13 جاده خراسان در مکانی که امروز تفاهم وجدان‌های زخمی است آرمیدند.
All of those who said that they were Marxists, they are now buried 13 kilometers away from Khorasan Road, a place where all the executed people are.
روزی فرا میرسه از اون مکان بی‌مزار و بی‌سنگ فریاد مادران درد پربانگتر از عربده قاتلان به گوش جهانیان برسه. انگشتای از خاک بیرون زده در زمین خیس خاوران کسانی رو نشان میگیره که تنها شایسته یه نام هستند: قاتل.
One day would come that when the mothers would shout loudly against the killers that you have been the killers of my children and our relatives, and they would gather in the burial place of the loved ones.
به جهت تنگی وقت مجبورم بپرم. آقای رئیس اجازه بدین.
Only 2 minutes is left, so I have to skip parts of my speech. Mr. Chairman, allow me.
بذارید بگم که تو فاصله 6 و 9 شهریور چه اتفاقی افتاد.
Allow me to explain what happened on 6th and on 9th of Shahrivar.
از جلیل شهبازی بگم.
Allow me to talk about Jalil Shahbazi.
تاریخ 5 شهریور نماز نپذیرفت.
He did not accept to say his prayers on 5th of Shahrivar.
نیری حکم داد بزنید بخونه.
Nayeri said that he should be beaten until he would accept to say his prayers.
هر وعده نماز 10 ضربه و تنین الله اکبر.
Each prayer time that was not performed, the individual received 10 whips.
60 ضربه خورد و در نوبت دستشویی با شیشه مربایی که در اختیار داشت رگ زد و تن درید و غرور به امانت گذاشت.
He received 60 whips and finally at the time of break he cut himself with a broken jar and he died.
و این سوال برای من که غرور ما تنها نزد مردگانمون به امانت مونده.
And I always ask whether our pride is only staying with those who are dead.
من میخوام زخمشونه به زمین بگذارم در پیشگاه وجدان شما و از شما مرهم بجویم. آقای لایجی، جناب رابرتسون.
I want to present the injury to you and ask you for cure, Mr. Lahiji, Mr. Robertson.
از شما بپرسم که با من و ما شاهد میخواین چیکار بکنید؟
I want to ask you what are you going to do with us as the witness.
و در دنیای عالی جنابان بی وجدان اصلا با شاهد میشه کاری کرد؟
And whether anything could be done with the witnesses in the world of the excellencies who do not have any conscience.
من که فقط یک کار بلدم، شهادت و تکرارش.
I only know one thing and that is to testify and to repeat my testimony.
و انتظار یک چیزو میکشم.
And I have only one expectation.
مأمورین دادگاه‌های جهانی با نشون دادن صندلی‌های خالی که خمیازه کشون قاتلان رو به انتظار نشستند بشنوند این سخن محترمانه رو.